Happy Friday everyone, it's Patty and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to share with you a tutorial for something that I call the Page Marker 2.0. And if you're already familiar with my channel, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that one of my favorite things to do is to set up planners. And I do switch my setups probably around every month. And every time I set up a new planner, I also make a new page marker. And I actually already shared with you guys a tutorial for these page markers. These are some examples of page markers that I have made in the past. And one of the reasons that I love making page markers is that, number one, if you're not like me and you don't like to switch around your setup every month or so, changing your page marker can kind of update the look of your planner without having to change the whole thing. You can customize it to the season, to the holiday that's coming up. So I think they are a great way to update your planner, and at the same time they're kind of an instant gratification project. Sometimes we like to craft but we don't have hours to dedicate to a single project, and so these are super quick. They take about 20-25 minutes maximum, and they are fun, and it's something that you see every day in your planner. So I just love to make these. So again, I'll link the tutorial above, but I got the idea to kind of like change it up and to kind of update the look of these page markers by something that I received this month, and this is it. And this is actually, I'm sorry, I'm trying to cover, there's a code here, but this month I purchased one of the monthly kits by my friend Steph, and her shop is called Papery Factory, and every month she releases kits that come with stickers, and they come also with accessories. And this month's kit was themed as Southern Soiree, and it also included some accessories, and one of which was this beautiful tag made by Lenissa Hayes, and this is her shop, Makers Avenue, and I will link her below. And as I was admiring this tag, because I love to make tags too, and I love all the layering, it's something that I love to do as well. So what I've noticed is that Lenissa had made basically a mini shaker, if you can see it here in the top, by using some tulle and then some sequins. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I need to incorporate that in my, in a dashboard, or in a page marker. So thank you so much, Lenissa. Go check out her store on Etsy. And this is how I came up with the idea of basically creating a page marker 2.0. And also it's basically business in the front, and then it's party in the back. So it's just like a mullet. So this is an example of two that I have made, and as you can tell, they're very they don't have that much bulk. They're super easy and quick to make. They remain functional like the regular page markers, but it's something that adds a little more pizzazz, and it's just I don't know, a little cuter to look at. And the ones that I will be sharing with you today, I have made using papers from the September kit from the Planner Society. And this is, let me show you this first one, which has this gorgeous mustard paper that came in the kit. And this is one of the toppers from the kit. Then a pocket from the kit, little die cut, stickers that you can just, stick right in. And in the back, I have used the printable paper from her digital kit that you can buy on Etsy, and then some sequins. And if you don't have sequins, sometimes Michael sells them, but also Christy includes them in their next kit. In the October kit will have some sequins. So I think these are super cute, and this one is the one that I'm gonna kind of replicate. It's good because I really love foxes, as I have mentioned 100 times at this point, but I really love this paper. So we're gonna replicate this one, and I'm gonna show you how to create this shaker in the back. And as you can tell, there is not that much. You can tell actually it's very nice and flat, so there is not that much volume added. Now, alternatively, if you want, of course, you could have the shaker in the front, so just reverse the topper. But I just prefer not to do that because I like to have what I use, like my stickers, right, where I can see them. And I was a little concerned about adding like a pocket on top of this tool because I was afraid that by, you know, every time you pull something out, I didn't want to run into the risk of basically ripping the tool. But before we get started, let me show exactly what you're going to need to complete the project. So if you want to work along with me, you can do so. So first of all, we're going to need one of my, first thing we're going to definitely need a laminator. We're going to need laminating pouches. We're going to need super sharp scissors because we're going to be cutting the tool. And this is the tool that I have used. I purchased it from Amazon a while ago. I actually love using this kind of tool for wrapping my gifts because it's fairly inexpensive. It's 6 inches wide, but I'll link it below. It comes in a lot of different colors, and it's about 300 yards and it's $7.99. So you can make a gazillion of shakers with this. So this is clearly very important. Then we're going to need some accessories like cute little die cuts. We're going to need some stickers to put in your pocket. And then for the pocket in the front, I'm going to be using this pocket that came with the September kit. Alternatively, if you already used it for something else or you don't have it, you can use any kind of like adhesive pocket from Target, etc. Then I'm going to use this topper that came in the September kit. And again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. For the papers, I'm going to use this beautiful vellum that came in the kit, and I'm gonna need some white cardstock. I usually use, simple cardstock from Michaels, probably around 65 to 70 pound weight, so that it creates a nice sturdy background for your vellum. And for the back here, I'm actually using another printable from the digital September kit that's available from the Planner Society Etsy shop, and I will link that below. So I love this pink because it just goes so well with the foxes. And then we're gonna need some adhesive tape. This is the one that I do recommend using. This is called Score tape, and it's available on Amazon. I love using it. This is the 1/2 inch, and it's a great size, and it rips. It's very easy to use. And then if you want, you can have some 3D dots to add your embellishment. And of course, we're gonna need some sequins. I already have these home, otherwise you can buy them even at the Target dollar spot, etc. And of course, we're gonna need a paper cutter. So here is almost everything you need. It's gonna be a super easy and quick project. Now I'm gonna prep my papers, and just a word of warning, the one that I'll be sharing with you is a measure for a B6 because that's the size that I use. If you're using a different size of planner, what you want to do is measure the size of your page and then take off 1/2 inch from each side, and from the top, bottom, left, and right, and that will be the size of the paper that you are going to cut up. So let me clear all this mess out, turn on my trusty little laminator, and I'll be right back. And I'm back, and my laminator is on. It's set to let me show you the 3 kind of setting, because I will be using laminating pouches. There are 3 millimeter. So now we're going to create basically, and let me show you, let me take off the stickers out of here. We're going to create this front. So we're going to take our vellum, and you can use any other vellum you want, and we're gonna laminate it on top of this white cardstock. Now for expediency, I have already cut it down to size, and again, this is for B6, and so this is 4 inches by 6 inches. And then so I'm gonna try and secure it, because when you go through the laminator, things can move around. So in order to keep it kind of like attached to the right spot, I'm gonna be using a little bit of tape. Now you can use 3D dots, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't basically leave a little bump. So I'm just gonna be using a little bit of this adhesive, which is not my favorite because it leaves a blue kind of hue, but because I'm gonna be using a little pocket on top of it, it shouldn't show. And on top of here, I'm gonna have my topper, so you're not gonna be able to see it. And again, you just need a smidge just to make sure that it doesn't move. So now we have the base, and now we're gonna put on top of it our little topper. And here it is. This is the one that I want to use because clearly it's adorable in pink. And you only got one in the kit. I know you can see that I have another one that I already showed you, but basically I created a double by tracing around this one on top of this packing material that came with the kit. So this is why I have two. It didn't come with two of them. So then I'm just gonna use a little bit of glue on this here, and I'm gonna center it right there. You know, center, not centered. Again, we're looking for fun, no perfection. So here it is, and it's already set to go. So I'm gonna get my laminating pouch, and I'm gonna put it through. And these again are the 3mm laminating pouches, not too close to the edge. And then what you want to do is you feed it through. And once you feed it through, you kind of want to hold it. I apologize for the reflection. And you know, so that it kind of stays flat. I always have issues with this laminator, and as I mentioned before, this is the one that's recalled, and I'm supposed to order a new one, but I am too lazy, and it's been working. So I'm using the 3mm pouch. If you have 5mm, I probably would go for those because these are not that thick, and when you're using, especially when you're laminating more than one sheet, I find that the 5mm are better. But in order to be kind of quick here, because I don't want to hold you guys up, I'm just gonna laminate. Usually I would go through it twice, but because you know, I'm filming you guys and I don't want you to wait, I'm just gonna make it go through once. So then I'm just gonna trim around, and basically what I'm gonna do, once I've trimmed around it, I'm gonna, because you can see there's a little bit of bubbles, around the edges. I'm just gonna make it go one more time through the laminator, and that should seal off any kind of bubbles that you don't want to have. Now also, you could have made your corners rounded, which I actually was thinking of doing, but then I didn't implement it. Concern was if when I'm going to be attaching the tulle on the corners, it may kind of rip if it's too sharp of a corner, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to be an issue at this point, but that's always, you know, an option. So now that I have it all cut up, I'm just going to let it run a couple of times. I'm going to get rid of all my little things in the back, and while that goes through, I'm gonna show you how I start making my shaker for the back. So this is gonna be the paper that we're gonna be using for the back, as I've shown you here. And again, as I mentioned, this is a printable paper from the digital kit from the Planner Society that's available on Etsy. It comes in different colors. I also printed it in pretty purple, and that was how I used it for the other example. This is the purple, super pretty. So I printed out the pink one because I love the pink one, and it's already cut down to size, the 4x6. So now I'm gonna need to take my tulle, and this tulle is 6 inches, so 6 inches wide, so it's already a good size. And here we go, this one is done, nice and easy. Now I don't need no laminator anymore, so we can turn off that awful noise. So this is the tulle. Clearly you can't see it because it's white, but I'm gonna cut down a piece, and if I can see it, because under this lights I'm having a hard time seeing it. So sharp scissors work best. So now I have my piece of tulle. So what I'm gonna do is get my paper and put it down right here in the middle. So I know it's hard to see. Maybe I should have used a different color. So I don't need that extra over here, but the measurement for the 4x6 is already pretty good. The sides that I'm gonna start gluing the tulle on first are gonna be these two long ends, and I'll show you how. So the tape that I'm using, it's the score tape that I will link below. I like the score tape because you can just rip it. It's super strong. Now what I want to do is I want to create kind of like a flat corner, like I want it like kind of to match perfectly. So Let me do it this way. So I'm going to go as close as I can to the edge. The reason that I'm going to do that is because I'm going to have inside some sequins, and I don't want my sequins to kind of pop out. So as close as you can, and that should be good. Now we're going to take another piece. So you can go a little bit over so that you can make sure that you have enough to create a nice corner, as close to the edge as you can again. And again, this tape is so strong. Actually, it's going to take off all my nail polish. It's super strong, and it comes in a variety of widths. So I usually use it actually kind of like in a thinner width, but I had this one at home, and I actually think this is a great size. Now, if you don't have this alternative, you can definitely use a glue gun. The reason that I prefer this is that when you use a glue gun, normally when you squirt the glue, it doesn't create like a super flat, perfect edge. Instead, this one does, and so that's why I prefer it. So now we have it nice and glued on. So I'm going to pull my little edge and pull it over, and just press down, and clearly it's going to stick to your fingers because the tool is it's got holes in it. Now for this side, once I put that one down, I want to kind of lift it so that I make sure that it's nice and tight on the other side, that it doesn't create any bubbles. So now we have it, and it's attached, and you can see it's nice and tight, and it's still got room. So now we still have these two sides open. So I'm going to cut any excess that I have here. And now my scissors have gotten the thing stuck to it. So sharp scissors help. And then I'm gonna put tape over that side. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing, but I'm gonna apply it basically on top of the tool so that it's really nice and tight, so that no sequins are gonna fly out. And it's gonna be nice and secure in there. And here it is, last one. And so then we're gonna flip this edge over, and if you have any like little bits that stick out, don't worry, just flip them over, and because this is very tacky at this point. So now we have a little pocket. So we have a little pocket with an opening in the front. So now we need to make our shaker. Now to make our shaker, I have prepared this little kind of like a cocktail, if we want to call it, of sequins. You can buy these sequins again at Michael's. You can buy them anywhere. They will come in the October kit of the Planner Society. They also came in a previous kit. So you want to mix them up. And whatever colors, round ones will work better. I would not put any little seed little beads, because those will kind of poke through, and so anything that's flat will work. So now that I have it here ready, I'm just gonna open, and I'm just gonna make it go in there, and you can fill it as much as you want. And that's that. And now we have it nice, all set. So now we want to close this top edge. And again, as I did before, I'll remove this extra tape that it's being attached. Now it won't come off my fingers, guys. There we go. And now it's very sticky. This is why I don't like to cut adhesive with my scissors, especially my expensive ones. But let's take our last bit of tape. And again, this is like, I think I found this tape, actually I'm pretty sure I found this tape through now I can't remember her name, but I know I mentioned it before, through one of my favorite YouTubers, and she suggested it, and I've been using it ever since. Here we go. So this is the last edge, so we want to really make sure that it's nice and tight, and we pull it down, and we hold it in, and it's set. Now that was really quick. Here we go. And this is a nice amount of of sequence. It gives movement. If you want, you can add clearly something on top of it. I prefer not to. I prefer to keep it in the front just because. So now we're going to do what we need to do is we need to attach these two bits together. So we're going to create a backing, and for that reason I am going to be using the same, you know, super adhesive tape, and I'm just gonna run it all around. And again, glue, you can definitely use your glue gun, but I just don't think that it creates the same nice and kind of precise, you know, corner, or at least I always end up basically, you know, burning up my fingers, or it squirts all to the side. And I have a couple actually of glue guns that I bought, but still have the same issue. Now this one, you don't need to necessarily cut the corners, but since I was doing it before and just to keep things nice and tidy, I am going to be cutting them off. Oh, and another thing I actually forgot to tell you that we're going to need, it's going to be a little bow. Depending on what kind of die cut you want to use on top of, you know, as a decoration in the front of your page marker. I wanted to use the little foxes because they were so cute, and so you know, I'm gonna be using a little bow. Okay, and we're gonna also put some in the middle. And now this is so much basically adhesive. If this thing comes off, I mean, I don't know how it will come off because this thing is strong. So just eliminating all the tape. The backing of the tape actually is coming off fairly easy. Normally it gets stuck on my fingernails. Of course, this one is not going to come off, right? Yeah. Of course, as soon as I say, it's going to come off nice and easy. All right, so now we have everything nicely glued on. Now I'm going to get our little shaker, and I'm just going to attach it right there. And now it's nice and tight, and this is not going to come off, guys. And as you can tell, it creates a nice smooth edge. There's no bumps. Everything is nice and flat, and it's totally secure. And now we have our little page marker, and what we want to add to it, we want to add the little pocket. And this is the pocket that came from the September kit of the Planner Society. I'm just going to place it right about there. Now to decorate the inside, because this is a smaller pocket, it came with different sizes. I'm going to use little stickers that also came with the kit, and then a longer sticker in the back here. And now I want to put a little bit of, you know, a little accessory. So I have two options. I can either use this beautiful patch here, which is actually very cute, because I've already used the larger die cut that came in the kit. I have used it in this one, so I can't use that one anymore. But actually, if you get the digital kit, there are foxes in there, and so you can basically print them to your heart's desires. You can print 20 of them if you want to. So that's a great option. So originally, I kind of thought that the small one would work better because the pocket is a small pocket. But now that I see the patch, I kind of like the patch better, you know. So I think I'm gonna go with the patch. So this patch came in the kit, and it's adhesive, so I don't have to do anything. I just need to place it. And I think maybe this side actually, because it gives me more room. If I attach it to this side, I'm just going to cover less basically of the pattern. And she's a cutie, but of course I got to add something else, and I think that everything needs a bow on them. And so I'm going to use these cute little bows that I got from Hobby Lobby a while ago. I think it was from Valentine's Day they were selling them. And I'm going to use this cute, I mean not cute, I'm just going to use one of these glue dots that I don't have the right size. If you have the smaller size, guys, it's better. But I'm just gonna put it right there. And here we are, guys. I think it's super cute, and as you can tell, it's kind of a fun addition, you know, a little upgrade to your regular page marker. So if you want to do it in a different color, you know, you can buy a different type of you know, tool. You can clearly just yeah, so many options, but I really love this one too. So I hope you like this tutorial, and please let me know if you have any questions, and I will be glad to answer as soon as possible. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next Friday with another video.